Why does my cookie smell so bad? Why is it itching all the time down there? Why do I have bumps everywhere around my pubic area? I can't even wear bikini like every other girl. What is wrong with me? These and many more are some of the questions that women ask themselves sometime in their life. Hey there, my name is Rachael from The Healthy Woman, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 female hygiene tips every woman should practice. Now, today's topic is one that I'm very excited to talk about because I was a victim of some of the things I'm about to mention to you right now, and I didn't know the solution to most of it for a long time. If you're someone like me who has a very sensitive body, almost everything will irritate you down there. I mean, literally everything. There was a time I was visiting the doctor regularly because my cookie was having one issue or the other. So I totally understand when women complain that, oh, my cookie is this, my cookie is that, my vagina is this. It's part of what comes with being a woman. But with these tips that I'm about to share with you, you would eliminate or at least reduce how often you complain about such things. Let's go. So you know how the media has made women believe that their cookie is supposed to smell like flowers. That is so wrong. That is not correct. Every vagina, every healthy vagina has a unique smell peculiar to that person. It's not offensive, but it's just a specific way it smells every time when nothing is wrong, when the pH is balanced. Shouldn't that make you feel special that you have a unique smell that is peculiar to just you? I'm happy about that. So people who are out there selling the idea of the vagina is supposed to smell like flowers, like peaches, there is nothing as far-fetched from the truth as that. Now, when you put all of these things that they're asking you to buy, you insert it into your vagina, you try to doubt, you try to do this, you try to do that, you end up causing more harm than good to your body. How do you do that? Your vagina has a certain pH that it maintains. That way, the good and the bad bacteria are just there cohabiting together. Now, when you begin to insert foreign things into your body in the bit to make your vagina smell like flowers, what happens? You flush out the good bacteria and then you give the bad bacteria room to misbehave. And then before you know, you're itching, you're having discharge, you're uncomfortable, and you're rushing down to the hospital. So remember, your cookie is not supposed to smell like flowers. It has its own unique smell. Now, the second point I'm going to be addressing is one that affected me for a long time. As a teenager, nobody exactly taught me and said this is the way to shave when you want to take out your pubic hair. I read about it in books, I heard people talk about it, and then I went ahead to get sticks to shave. Now, when I shave, all I'm about is let my cookie down there be as clean as possible. So you see me go down this way, and then I go up this way, and then I go this way, that way, that. I was just moving the blade anyhow to whatever direction and being, oh, there's hair, carry it up, carry it up. I didn't know that I was causing harm to myself. After 3-4 days, I started to have bumps, like huge bumps all around my pubic area. And I was always very uncomfortable. I was always ashamed if I'm in the midst of my first take off my clothes because I know they're going to ask me, what's all this? But I didn't know what the problem was. And I was too shy to ask anybody about it. So I just kept enduring what I was enduring. Now, for me, it was because I wasn't shaving in one particular direction. Thankfully, somebody, a family member, saw me. I was like, why do you have so much bump? And I'm like, I don't know. And then she said, oh, I think you are shaving in the wrong way. How do you shave? And then I did like this, like this, like this. And she was like, that's not how you shave. You're meant to shave in one direction. Now, ever since I incorporated this, my issue with bumps has reduced drastically. I hardly get bumps after that. So if you're like me and you've been having bumps, recurrent bumps every time you shave, ingrown hair, it could just be because of the way you're shaving. It could be that you're shaving in too many directions. Usually you're supposed to shave in this direction. That's one of the causes of bumps and ingrown hair. The other cause is after shaving, you wear tight panties. Your person likes to wear tight panties, tight jeans, tight clothing. Now, what this does is when you just finish shaving and this is smooth, and then you wear something very tight and it's pressing on your skin. The hair that is supposed to start coming out, that's the new hair, doesn't have space to breathe, and then it clogs the pore, which results in bumps and ingrown hair. So next time you shave, remember you're shaving in one direction, and also avoid tight clothing, especially after you just shaved. Another option that I personally use is after shaving, I apply an aftershave to the area that's down there, just outside. I don't put it inside, just outside that area. That way, even if I shaved accidentally in the wrong direction, with the aftershave, it helps minimize the risk of bumps. Now, another female hygiene you should know as a woman is that you should wear cotton underwears. I know a lot of you might be like, oh, but the very nice ones are in silk, cottons and rubber panties, this and that. But would you rather wear granny panties but have a cookie that is at its best, it's not disturbing you? Or you wear the silky one and then you are looking sexy, but then guess what? 2 weeks later, you are like this, itching very badly. But then there are cotton panties that are quite sexy and quite attractive. They come in different sizes, different shapes. Ensure that that is what you're getting anytime you're getting an underwear. You want to get an underwear that is made from material that will allow air easily touch down below. You don't want to trap all the sweat, everything inside, which is what happens when you wear other materials that is not cotton. So when next you are doing your pants, ensure you're getting panties in nets, that's lacy materials, or in cotton materials. That way, your cookie would always have air to breathe and make the area fresh at every point. Now, my next tip is one that I personally practice. Do not wear underwear to bed. I know some of you might be like, but why? I wouldn't feel comfortable. What if something climbs into my VeeJay? What if this happened? What if that happened? Yes, but I expect that where you are going to be spending the night is a place where you feel safe. So if you are in your house or you are in an environment where you're safe, ensure you do not sleep with underwears because your cookie needs air. The same way when you cover your skin for so long, if you place something on your skin and air isn't reaching it, after a while you start to notice that there is a sort of discoloration there. Now your cookie needs air to stay fresh. Your cookie needs air to smell nice. Your cookie needs air to keep that pH balanced. So at night, you're sleeping, so why do you want to have underwears on? If you feel very conscious, you can wear a long t-shirt to bed, or you wear a long nightwear, or just wear something that you're comfortable in, but without panties. And if you have to, if you must, you can wear small shorts that are loose, that are free, so that way air can still get into your body through the shirt. You don't want to wear tight-fitted panties to bed. You don't want to wear tight-fitted shorts to bed. No. I have personally experienced this, and when I woke up in the morning, I started having pain, like serious pain down below. I had to go to the hospital. Why? Because I went to bed wearing tight panties. You want to avoid that. Studies have shown that at least every woman would experience an infection once in their lifetime. And when I say infection, I don't mean an STI or an STD. I mean infection like yeast that you can get from the toilet, from dirty water. So if you're someone who has this issue regularly, or you're someone who has a very sensitive body, I do have a sensitive body, and you keep battling yeast, then you should consider taking probiotics. What does probiotics do? Probiotics helps your body to maintain a balanced pH. Now, if you have a very sensitive body, it means every little thing will throw off your pH. With the probiotic, it helps you. It's like a supplement that helps you manage your cookie, inside the cookie. So it helps to ensure that the good bacteria are where they're supposed to be, and the bad bacteria are where they're supposed to be, and nobody is trying to overtake or overshadow the other person. That is what probiotic does. So you should consider taking probiotic. There are different types of probiotics. The one I take is the one in the powder form. So I mix it with a little bit of water and then I take it once every day. Then they have the ones that come in like the capsule form. You can also take that once every day. Now this helps you maintain a balanced pH down below. Also, you should know that probiotics can also be gotten from food, not just from medications. So there are certain foods that you can take that are rich in probiotics. I'm not a nutritionist, so I might not be able to mention some of the food, but you can speak to your doctor or to your gynecologist about what foods you can take that are rich in probiotics. Another thing you want to avoid is using scented wipes. I know a lot of you watch this video right now are guilty of this. Oh, your wipe's not so good. Let me wipe down there so I can smell this good. No, darling. Do not wipe with scented wipes. This type of wipes, a lot of the time contains alcohol. And alcohol and your cookie are not friends. They are not friends. So to avoid having an infection or having unusual discharge, you want to avoid using scented wipes. You want a wipe that is similar to a baby wipe. And sometimes you might be in a place where you don't have the luxury of water, but you want to wipe and smell good. Do not use that scented wipes. Like, do not be tempted to use that. Stick with using baby wipes. They are unscented. They don't have chemicals. They don't have alcohol, but they will do the job. So if you have to wipe with wipes, ensure you're using wipes that are not scented and do not have alcohol in them. You also want to avoid putting anything down there. So I hear people say, oh, but how do I wash? I need to use soap to clean in there. No! The cookie cleans itself. It doesn't need your help. All you have to do is wash the outer area. So the outer parts, the labia, just use a little soap, mild, to wash the area and water. Do not attempt to put your finger inside with soap. I've had people who I had to tell, stop using soap to wash inside your cookie. Using soap inside your cookie affects the pH level. It throws it off. You do not want that. Water, in fact, some people even advise that you don't use soap at all to wash even the outer part. That's the labia. You should just use water. But if you must use soap, please restrict it to only the outer parts. That's the area where your pants covers. I feel like this next one I'm about to mention, every woman must have heard it, either in a movie, from a book, or from her friends. They say you smell what you eat. Well, these people are saying is true. I personally haven't practiced it, so I can't tell you, oh yes, I did it and it worked. But that is what a lot of people swear by. So if you know you want your cookie to smell good, you want it to smell nice, you want it to smell fresh, you do not have to insert anything inside. All you have to do is eat. Because really, whatever you eat shows off on your skin, on your body. It's there. So when you eat well, you take a lot of water, you eat fruits, it shows on your skin, it shows everywhere. And that also goes for the cookie, because the cookie is part of your body. So if you have to visit someone, or you have an appointment to see someone that requires you going down below, you might want to eat pineapple a few hours before you go to meet who you're going to see. Now, pineapple is one of the very nice smelling and tasting fruits. Now, when you eat pineapple, it is said that your cookie starts to smell and taste like pineapples. Who doesn't want their cookie to smell like pineapples? I want my cookie to smell like pineapples. There are also some other fruits you can have aside pineapple that will give your cookie that fresh smell. So if you want your cookie to smell nice for the appointment you have, consider eating pineapples and any other fruits that can have such an effect. I only know pineapple, I've only heard of pineapple. There might be other fruits out there. So you can try that as against inserting something into your vagina. Now, the next point I'm about to share with you, I learned the hard way. When you want to use the restroom, and you know you've touched different places with your hands, you've touched this, you've touched that, please wash your hands before you touch your cookie. I will repeat that again. When you go to the restroom and you want to pee or do number 2, and you know your hands has been in different places, you can't even remember what and what you've touched, wash your hands first before you use the toilet. Now, if you use the toilet and you go ahead and put your hand down your cookie without washing it, the hand has touched so many things that will most likely have bacteria. Touching your cookie directly with such hand is you introducing bacteria into your vagina itself. And that could begin to give you a reaction that will require you going to the hospital. So to avoid this, all you have to do is wash your hand first. Wash your hand first. I remember during the pandemic, everybody was very cautious about hand washing. So make that your routine. Every time you have to use the toilet, wash your hands first. Every time you have to use the toilet, wash your hand first. That way, you're setting you're using a clean hand to wipe every time you use the toilet. In this day and time, women are now embracing the use of birth control. Both single women, married women are now using birth control to prevent themselves from getting pregnant. I even know that some people use birth control to help regulate their period. Now, if you're someone who is on birth control, there's a slight chance that you might be dry down below. Because usually the cookie cleans itself, so it's not like it's dripping unless you're in that state of mind where you're allowed to get some. Usually it's just moist, it's not dry. But if you are on birth control, the chances of you being dry down below is very high. If you are such a person who is always dry during intercourse, you might want to try using vaginal moisturizers. Now, what vaginal moisturizer does is just like when you moisturize your skin, so it keeps your cookie moisturized. That way, you are not dry to the point that every time you have bruises and all of that. So that's something you might want to consider applying. But please only use the ones that are unscented. I will repeat that again. Only use the ones that are unscented. That way, you're not introducing something into your body that is going to harm you. Now, if you are a woman above the age of 21, I would advise you to always do a pap smear test at least once in every 3 years. And this is because cervical cancer is a type of cancer that affects only women. The survival rate is getting better, but then we still have a lot of women dying from this because they ignored the early signs they were having. One good way to prevent yourself from coming down with cervical cancer is to always get tested. And the test for cervical cancer is the pap smear test. So ensure that you get yourself tested at least once in every 3 years. Also, there is the option to get the vaccine. The cervical cancer vaccine is available. So if you get tested and your doctor says, oh, you are clear, then you can ask, can I also get the cervical cancer vaccine? That way, you eradicate the chances of you ever coming down with cervical cancer. Now, if you notice any funny discharge, you notice that your discharge is smelling different, it's smelling foul, it's smelling red, or you notice that you're having excess discharge, or you notice that it's itching down there, you do not want to do DIY with this one. You want to take yourself to the hospital and get tested and treated. That is how you handle situations like that. Because you might be treating yourself for something else. Meanwhile, there's something else wrong with you. Now, if it's supposed to be something major or something serious, as soon as you notice the symptoms, you go to the hospital. The doctors can detect it early and say, oh, we're going to do this and do that for you. But when you try to do self-medication yourself, you are not only putting yourself at risk, but you're also increasing your chances of developing things that might be a threat to your life. With these tips I've mentioned to you, I'm certain that your cooking will be clean, fresh, and looking beautiful. If you enjoyed watching this video so far, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel to become a part of my family, and then hit that notification bell so that YouTube personally notifies you every time I drop a similar video. You also want to share this video with your friend because I'm sure there's someone on your contact who needs to see this. And lastly, leave me a comment in the comment section letting me know of any other topic or suggestions that you want me to talk about in my next video. And with that, remember, your health is your wealth.